Okay. I think we have to put proper door handles on that will unlock automatically.
You know, I'm always finishing a cup of coffee, but this tea is so delicious that I always like stop and drink the tea. And then, like, by the end of the show, I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm a little foggy. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I'll help you out.
Yeah.
I got you.
What were we talking about the other day when we were at that meeting that was interesting? I can't remember now. See? Fog.
When we talk about a lot of things, when we're
foggy, froggy.
Yes. You know, there was a take that Justin had on some of the conversation where he hears kind of the infighting within Christian churches, and it makes him say, I don't want to go because I hear it as criticism, that it's a warning not to go there, as opposed to, you know, when I hear it, I'm like, hey, we're like challenging one another to get better. And we go not because, you know, we go not because we look at the problem and stay away from it. We go because we see a problem that needs work done, and we come in and we work on it. And so I just thought that was an interesting, maybe a word of caution, or maybe a need for framing when we talk about, like, you know, challenges within the Christian church, but it could be just challenges within your own family sometimes, you know, or whatever. I thought that was interesting and fun.
Yeah, fair enough.
Conversations.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Okay. Brain fog city. Okay. I'm ready. Mike, whenever you're ready. If you're ready, we're ready.
Yeah, you're good to go. Here,
Okay.
Let me jettison the fluff here.
He's gotten, I will tell you,
fluff
he's
toilet.
gotten, what he's doing is he's what's it called when somebody is clearing the plates off of your table at the restaurant? Yeah, he's pre-bussing.
Okay, gotcha.
I know. He's helping out Stephanie, who's going to edit, so she doesn't have to sit there and waste a few minutes.
Stephanie isn't Mike a gift.
With this conversation right
I
now.
know. Now we're going. All right, we'll go. All right, thanks, Mike. All right. Well, you're going to have to carry the show, bro. Here we go. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Perilous World Radio. I'm Alan Masters, Brain Fog Masters today. And what's your name?
Brian Boteller from the Gospel Rescue Mission.
Oh, my gosh.
Good morning,
Why do
everybody.
I have such brain fog today?
Well, you're recovering. What other people don't know is you're on the other side of a, just had cold kind of stuff.
24-hour cold I had. Lasted
bad
36
juju.
hours. But you know what it is? I did not have any coffee today.
Oh.
But the reason is because I saw one of these stupid little videos that shows a guy pouring coffee down a skeleton's neck, and it goes into his stomach, and then they show a stomach. And
like
this
his little
is what
squeedly
happens.
spooge gets shrinked up into like a little pea or something like that.
This
You're
is
like,
what
wait a
happens
minute.
when you drink coffee
My
on
squeedly
an
spooge. Where did that
stomach. And I thought to myself, what? Well, I don't want that. I ate a banana and I took a giant handful of vitamins.
And now you feel terrible.
That's like the size of a tennis ball.
Yeah.
And they're all exploding inside my gut right now. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, stay healthy, my friend.
And then I thought, why is it that every commercial on television is right now
about brain fog,
about cold season, cold and flu season? Yeah. Probably because, everybody's getting now. Both of my sons, one's in LA and one's in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. They both have colds too. And I'm like, well, I didn't eat after either one of them, and they didn't eat after me. How is that? So
didn't
there
get from
evidently
them.
is cold and flu season when it starts getting cold out and wet.
There you go.
So anyway,
Lack of vitamin D, man. You went from being out in the sun for long periods of long periods of time
true
to
story.
in 3 days it's going to be the winter solstice, shortest day of the year, and
In 3 days,
in
really?
3 days, yeah, the
Wow.
21st, yeah,
Oh, my.
and so you've got less and less, where you were getting it through your eyes and you were getting it through your hands and arms and everything like that because you were outside working with your cows.
I know that this is a bad example because I take vitamin D every day. I literally take D3 every day. Every day. So that throws your whole
Well, I just said
hypothesis
it's
out the
not as
window.
good as sunshine.
Well, that's
vitamin
probably
D.
true. Fish oil.
Yeah.
God knows what kind of fish
You
they use.
felt good for weeks after we went fishing.
Yeah,
you
true
did.
story.
Yep,
True.
A, because you were eating lots more tuna, and B,
Yeah.
because you had
been out in
you
the
were
fresh air.
sun cooked, and when it was a foggy day out there, and it was still great.
Okay, somebody says Life Boost coffee, Life Boost, available without toxins, expensive but worth it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got to tell you, I've tried all of those things, and every time I start having energy issues, I go to talk to Rob Pell over at Sunshine Natural Foods here in Grants Pass, and it's the first thing he asked me. You drink a lot of coffee? And I'm like, I told you last 6 times I came in that I drink a lot of coffee. And he's like, oh yeah. He said, well, that's really hard on your adrenal gland. You need something that helps your adrenal gland. And
Isn't it glands? Isn't there more than just one adrenal gland?
maybe there's more than one. Maybe I'm just recalling it. If my one adrenal gland was working good, I'd remember that there might be several. I don't know.
I don't know either.
How many glands do we have?
We're going to have to do a whole show on adrenal gland.
There you go. There you go.
Well, so what are we going to talk about here?
Okay, so let's talk about Merry Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Okay, tis the season. Okay.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Okay.
And let me tell you, the one person in human history who understood thoroughly that Merry Christmas, that the announcement of the arrival of Jesus was political in nature, was Herod. Herod understood this. He understood this, and he understood it enough to slaughter hundreds and hundreds of babies under 2 years old.
Right.
He understood it enough to
Wasn't it firstborn boys, right?
just children, boys under 2.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the firstborn was the Exodus story.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But
That was Moses.
yeah, well, and after Moses, that was the Exodus. But it was very much like Herod was playing the role in many ways of the Pharaoh when the Pharaoh wanted to prevent the expansion of the nation of Israel, this people, he said, well, let's slaughter their children, their boys 2 years or under, slaughter all of them. And so here again, Herod is doing the same thing. And which is why Joseph and Mary took Jesus down into Egypt,
Right.
and then all these prophetic statements that were pushing towards, hey, look at that! I like the Homeless Joe coffee ad in 3, 2, 1. That's exactly right. Homeless Joe, get your Homeless Joe coffee. I love it. Thank
Sells
you.
a homeless Joe.
Yes.
Half the money goes to the Gospel Rescue Mission.
Yes, it does. And anyways, so thinking about there is a reason why in our world we all grew up knowing that we lived in the year of our Lord 2025 AD, right? But what's the first thing they've tried to do in our generation? They want to get rid of that same person. They want to erase all memory of him so they want to change it to CE, which we just go, oh, the Christian era? Yes, I agree with you. But But this is what the attempt is, and that's why when you say Merry Christmas to somebody, you are actually doing something. You're saying that Christ is King, Christ is Lord over all things. You are sharing in that announcement of good news and great joy to all men. No.
So, what's this got to do with saying Merry Christmas?
So when you say Merry Christmas, you are reminding people that this time of year, we've actually changed the calendar. We've actually changed the calendar to the new year comes after the birth of Christ. The birth of Christ, Jesus changes everything, right? So
I heard he wasn't even born on December 25th.
No, he probably wasn't. He probably
He just
wasn't.
picked a number out of a hat.
Well, the focus, though,
When
is...
are the least holidays? Yeah, it's really cold in December. Let's just say it's December 25th. Oh, my gosh.
So we're doing these things we set them up on our calendar to remind us annually. So, I mean, how bizarre is it that in Walmart, you go through and you're shopping at Walmart, and in Walmart, you're standing there and everybody's saying, come buy your holiday trees and happy holidays and everything like that. But in the background, there's these Christmas carols playing. And amongst them are songs that sing things like, he came to make his blessings flow far as the curse is found. And we are singing these things and remembering these. You're not erasing Christ out of the story. And this is what we're trying to remember. When you say Merry Christmas, you are an insurrectionist. You are saying, you're not Lord here. Christ, the King, the Savior, came into the world, and he is Lord.
This person here says, Johnny says, wrong. Roy said Christmas was pagan. And I remember my dad talking about the celebration, the way that we celebrate Christmas is not to celebrate Christ. It's to celebrate a holiday. We get off from work and we give each other Christmas present. No, Christmas. We give each other, what we want to call it, fiendship presents.
Yeah.
And we are all kind of, what's it called when you obligating each other to give, like if you give me something, it's like, crap, now I got to get him something.
So here's what a Christian does. A Christian comes in and goes, hey, look, the pagans, that they had a holiday on this day or that they did things like this is a day, they're all borrowing God's stuff. And we're just going, hey, look, you know what? You're wrong. We're going to conquer this. We're going to take it back. And we're going to remember that Christ came and became material in a material world. And so it is very natural to give gifts, material gifts to one another in celebration, to bless each other.
Here's what my dad said. I hear what you're saying. My dad says, if you want to give me something, give it to me for no reason. Don't put it on a holiday. Otherwise, I think it's only because of the holiday. Now I'm obligated to give you something back. He says, if you want to give me something nice, you want to do something for me, he says,
there's always a good reason to do that.
Right?
Always good reasons
There's
to
always,
do that.
You guys, like you gave my friend some coffee the other day, which by the way is in my coffee shelf now.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
He's
Now you got something
for a little while.
Nice.
But there's no obligation, which is nice because it's the way you are. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right. So what about the obligation thing when it comes to the holidays and Christmas? I have friends that send out Christmas cards every year. And I have this one friend who every year I get this beautiful Christmas card. It's him and his family. And I feel a little bit guilty. I'm like, I got to send him something back. Just him. I don't know why, because I get all kinds of Christmas cards and what have you. I need to send him something. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I feel like, he's probably thinking, Alan never sends us anything. But I call him all the time. He never calls me. I call him.
So I'll give you two easy ways to think about this. And one validates your point, and one I think, hopefully I think will add some balance in some ways. If I come home your dad would be in favor of this kind of a story. If I come home to my wife and I have flowers and I knock at the door and she goes, "Oh, flowers. one of these? And you go, yes, I'm a dutiful husband and it is my obligation to bring you flowers. So in keeping with my obligations, here are the flowers.
Here's
I didn't want to miss my
now what do I
obligation.
get?
Okay, now the door will slam in your face and you will sleep on the couch if you make it that far.
Nah.
You know, but if I come in and I say, if you come in and you knock on the door and she answers and you go, bam, here's some flowers. And she goes, it's not my birthday. It's not Christmas. Why in the world did you give me flowers? And you just go, sweetheart, I was in the store and I was just getting a loaf of bread because you said to give me a loaf of bread on the way home. And I saw those flowers and I was thinking to myself, those flowers are so pretty and you're so pretty. And it just reminded me of
What if you got an ugly wife?
Yeah, well, then you'll be lying. But if you say this and you
so
look at
funny.
her, she's going to look at you and go, oh, and because you were thinking about her.
Okay,
Because you associated beauty with her.
This is hilarious.
But this is a good reason. And I think your father would say that's a great way to do it, not out of obligation, but to do it because you're
from the
thinking
heart.
about it. Yes.
So here's what happens. Because there are kind of what we'll call worldly ways.
Sure.
Of showing affection. It's like it's Valentine's Day. You get flowers and chocolate. So that's what the whole rest of the world does.
Yep.
So every now and then I go into a grocery store and there's a flower section. And I think to myself, I think I'll buy my wife some flowers. And then I think, you big fat hypocrite, because you want something maybe, or maybe you're trying to patch up something maybe. I cannot find that I have like a pure heart for those flowers, to buy those flowers, because I think I should have a relationship with her that is loving all the time, that is like, I was going to say perfect, but there is no perfect relationship.
So what if she just likes flowers? And regardless of your motives, she just likes flowers.
Well, she does like flowers. So what I like to do is when we have flowers grow on our property, I will sometimes, when I see a beautiful flower growing, I will cut, the roses have stems, and I'll cut a couple of roses and I'll go in and I'll put them in a vase and put it in the kitchen. And they're maybe not for her, but they are for her. They're more to rejoice the maker of the flowers, to say, look at these beautiful flowers. I know she does like flowers. I feel like for me, that is more, there's a more innocence to it, that I'm not wanting something back. And oh, by the way, I did the dishes, and she would be freaked out about the dishes. She would care less about the flowers.
Yeah, I know. The only place in the Bible that ever talks about washing dishes is a man washing dishes.
Really?
Yeah, there's a passage in the Bible that talks about it. And it's like, wait a minute, what? Men washing dishes
and Jesus washing feet? What is messed up about this book?
Oh man. Well, so here's one way. So there's a way of going, look, my heart, if I'm waiting for my heart to do the right thing, I wait too long. Whereas routines help guide and direct our hearts in right ways. So in the Bible, you have as God's building a nation, what he's doing is he's doing things like he says, I want you to build an altar right here. When they cross through the Jordan on dry ground, you get to the other side and all the people pass, and he says, build an altar right here. And here's why. Because every time when you pass this, your kids are going to ask you, what's this doing here? And you're going to tell them this story. And it's a reminder of what I did in your life in time and space. And they do the same thing with annual feasts like Passover and things like that. Okay, so what it does is it takes us, it orders our heart in a direction that even though we may not have approached it from the right perspective, because we stopped and meditated on it, it actually corrects the direction of our heart. It corrects that thing.
Would you believe it if I told you that we never did Christmas when I was a kid?
I would believe it.
No Christmas tree.
You and a whole bunch of little Jehovah's Witness kids.
Jehovah's Witness kids don't do anything?
No, they don't do any of that.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
My dad would say, I don't want to instigate for you to give each other things just because it's a holiday when it has no meaning behind it. He says, when you grow up, he says, if you have a better understanding of the meaning, he says, you do what you please. He says, but I'm not gonna lead you down this road just because it's tradition in the world.
Totally appreciate
same with
the sentiment behind that.
With what is the Hanukkah? Didn't do any of that stuff. But the best part about it was when we would go over to friends' houses and they would open up their new presents, get their new bicycles, and they felt so guilty that we weren't doing Christmas that if they got a new bicycle, give us their old ones.
Oh, is that right?
You know, and give us
Poor
give us all
children have nothing.
I know. It's
Let's
funny.
give them the old bikes.
It's just so funny looking back at my dad was such a rebel to the world.
He just wasn't going to have somebody control him.
That's right.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to do what the rest of the world did.
You know, it's there's nothing to, you know, I mean, you got to have some a sympathy toward that. And you go, I get it. Nobody's going to be telling me what to do and everything like that. I would suggest that there's beauty in those things, in the giving of gifts, in the training our hearts towards those things, and maybe even in the teaching, you know, gathering as a family and saying, hey, look, here's why we should do these things.
Well,
and here's how we
do.
should think about these things.
That's what we do. Well, and you know, we're still not big, you know, we're not like big Christmas people.
Sure.
Put the lights out. What are the little lights? It's all traditional stuff. And Christmas tree is nice because it smells nice and you know, it's nice. It's like, but we don't even have one.
Yeah.
I went to go buy one the other day. My wife goes, go get a Christmas tree, you know, for the little kids. And I'm like, okay. And they're already all gone. I'm like, And then my little grandson says, Pop, we got one on the back of the property. And I go, is it already cut down? And he goes, no. And I go, all right, I'll bring my saw. So I'll probably have to do that this weekend. All right, we'll take another break. Be right back. Christmas is an interesting holiday. And, you know, a lot of people, they have been brought up with all these traditions around Christmas that they do mindlessly without ever giving thought to it. And they actually look forward to these mindless holidays like Halloween.
Sure.
Halloween is something to be mindful of, not to just go out and go, oh, candy when you're a kid. It's like, we used to get pillowcases.
Oh, man.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was like, you didn't take a little bag, you took a pillowcase. We would have it so full, we couldn't even hardly carry it. My dad would make us, you know, go through it and throw all the weird stuff away. But there are all kinds of holidays that, you know, I mean, at one point, yes, they meant something. But it's all been lost to marketing campaigns.
Well, I think that this is an opportunity. You know, I mean, we you know, we can throw out the baby with the bathwater on these things, and we can take some time and learn some history and everything. Yeah, and so we can go in and look. I mean, so in a lot of Christian traditions, they remember that it's also the day that Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses on the church door of Wittenberg, Germany. And
Martin Luther King did that.
Martin Luther,
okay. Just checking.
And so he did this, you know, which was the spark of the Reformation, and that is still, you know, going all over the place in various ways. So it causes us to look and consider traditions. Part of the challenge there was part of Martin Luther's, challenge there was that he was challenging the traditions, many of the traditions of the Roman Catholic Church, and there were several that he had, you know, pretty significant issue with. But again, the storyline and understanding what was done is really important. There was a famous missionary who came to the Germanic tribes before, you know, probably I think a seventh century, guy named they call him Saint Brendan. now, but in St. Brendan,
Oh boy, now my son-in-law's got a new nickname.
I know it. Well, he could do worse. So these guys sailed. They were Irish Christians who had come to bring the gospel to the Germanic tribes. And when he came, there was this kind of confrontation that they had. There was this tree that was a sacred tree. The sacred oak tree that belonged to Thor. That it was the Thor's oak, and they'd make sacrifices there, and all the Norse nonsense was there, and Brendan went out there and said he challenged their god, Thor. They called him Donner, was another way they referred to him, Old Donner. And he challenged him to a battle in a thunderstorm. And he said he went out there and he chopped down the oak tree during a thunderstorm, and because they said that thunder was the power of Thor to and everything like that. And he said the God of Christianity is going to take this thing, chop the tree down. Which just then, in this battle, all the
Well, you're
the
going
pagans
deep
left,
here, bro.
Right? Well, here's what he did. So then he takes the tree and he mills it and he uses it to make the doorposts of a church that he built there. Okay. So the idea is, how can you use this? This was a pagan thing. And Brendan did exactly what Christians have been doing since the dawn of Christianity with pagan things, going, hey, by the way, do you know it all belongs to God, and it's our job to use for his purposes?
Somebody here says the three wise men brought gifts to Jesus.
They did.
That was corrupted. That was a corrupted offering to what we have now. Another person, we were talking about these holidays that we kind of do just kind of mindlessly, says religion is another Halloween mask. Kind of interesting. I mean, so the other day we were talking about music. Jan and I, the last time we did a show, got into a brawl. I mean to tell you, it was, all this, I had to put it on. She threw it all off the table.
Surgery of your nose got replaced and everything put straightened back out.
But it's funny because I got a bunch of emails and texts from people that know me, and they're like, I agree with both you and Jan. I agree with Jan. I agree with you. I agree with both of you. It was back and forth. My thing was that music is so abused because it's the same thing with Christmas and the holidays. It's abused. It's lost its innocence, if I can say that.
Okay.
Because I think, this person says that originally the three wise men brought gifts to Jesus. It was an innocent thing. They were following the North Star, and they were following something. The Holy Spirit said, take these gifts. These were poor people, right? Jesus was born in a manger. They had nothing. Right. So here are these three wise men and rich, wealthy men. Yeah. They brought gifts.
And it doesn't say there was three of them. There was just three gifts. So there could have been more. There could have been more. And they came from the east, most likely, probably in Persia.
Right.
Okay.
Point that I'm making, though, is that everything gets polluted and perverted.
Sure.
And where music, I guess, I don't know. I was watching a thing this morning about this little gal that was she's like a savant. Ever since she was 3, she was writing symphonies and things.
Wow.
And it shows her playing a violin, and it's a little teeny little girl. And then she's doing Beethoven and Bach and all these amazing things. She's right now only like 12.
Wow.
And amazing. So that's totally a gift, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
And she's this delightful, sweet little girl. Innocent, but it gets perverted, and it's been perverted. And somehow we have been kind of asleep at the wheel to music and how seductive music is, and how, it can change your mood. And, it's like even in the cartoons, they'd play the violin so that the beast, to calm the beast, right? Sure. And, so when we got into this, and Jan was trying to say, no, music, and all these people were saying there's music in heaven and all this, and all this. And I'm like, I get it. But here's the point. There is something about the music in the world today and our belief in that music is okay, and we imbibe the music in mass quantities,
Okay.
and it is taking us away from salvation, not make it's like we're doing it because we
sure
want
there's-
we
I'm sure
want
that
distraction.
There's truth in that. I mean, I'm sure if you know,
Like,
the
what kind of
Taylor-
music do you listen to? Because you play music.
I do.
What kind of music
Not
do you like
often,
to
but
listen to?
I have about as broad of a palette of music.
Any
as,
acid rock stuff?
Oh heck yeah.
Really?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
That is so funny.
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, I've got. There's probably not many music styles that. I mean, you can find something that's super extreme, and I'm probably not interested in a lot of that. But I have a pretty broad taste. I don't listen to music as often as I would like. And I agree with you that, in fact, it's funny because I'm kind of in a turmoil that's similar to yours in a sense. Music can be used to manipulate people.
Yes.
And this has been actually, I mean, Martin Luther, again, he would have argued the same thing. They argued about the role of music in the church and what's its purpose and everything, because they understood the emotional power of music, the way that it can play on people's emotions and actually bring up, move them into places that they wouldn't have otherwise been. And so, again, but to me, I think it's kind of like the same argument. It's the same argument with somebody who says guns can be used for terrible things. Don't you know? I mean, they're intended to kill and everything. And I go, yes, but the way to deal with that is not to do away with guns. The way to deal with it is become a master at it.
I completely agree. And that's what got lost the other day. Like this person here says, Paul and Silas, is it Silas? Were playing and singing hymns to
God.
Why is there? God is 3 letters. That's got 4.
Yeah, but the
prison doors flew open.
Could be Yahweh, YHVH. Yeah.
Okay, and everyone's chains came loose. So worshiping God through music is power for Christians.
No, it is true. In the Bible, musical worship is warfare. It's always warfare. But it's not.
They call that Battle of the Bands.
Kind of, yeah. It was a Battle of the Bands. Come on, we're going to go play in front of Jericho, and they did, and the walls came down. So yeah, it's a fun thing. When you look at it, it's also a way of prayer. They use. For the most of church history, the scriptures were actually chanted and sung.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're written in a way that has a rhythm and a pattern to them, that it has an ebb and flow to them, and
I can hear my dad saying that's hypnotic.
Right. No, and it's intentional this way, and it's intentional for the purpose of memorization. It's a way that we get information deep into us. And so it's just because it's powerful doesn't mean we should not use it. It just means that we have to have the wisdom of how.
Correct.
What's the wisdom and to employ
It's like
these
everything,
things.
though. It's just like everything in life, all things in moderation. But the point that I was trying to make, and Jan likes music, so don't get me wrong. I mean, she was taking the position of that I was.
She and I went to a concert one time. It was great. A big heavy metal band.
Yeah,
right.
No. By the way, that's a sign of the devil. Right?
Or it's a sign of aloha. Or
this
it's a sign
is aloha. This is.
The devil doesn't get signs. He's not going to get you don't get to use my hands,
That's
devil.
the horns and the snout of the devil. Anyway, he's making, for those on radio, they're like, what are they doing?
I don't know what that girl, the devil, she doesn't get to use my hands.
Oh, yes, they do. You put up the middle finger and see what happens. Anyway, but we were arguing about it, and it just kept going and going and going. And I said, look, I'm trying to make an important point here. Will you let me finish? Anyway, we'll be right back. All right. So just to finally put a pin in, foggy-brained Alan, I just remembered. I wanted to talk about that. That the situation with music, it's like Brian said. Brian Boteller's here. I'm Alan Masters. It isn't the music. I mean, yes, it can be the music, but it's the fact that we are so immature and we are so indoctrinated with all kinds of crazy culture that we don't ask questions. We don't question, why am I doing this? What is Halloween all about again? I don't want to, like when you look into it a little bit, you're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want my kids doing that. Christmas, because of the way I was brought up, it's always been like, and taboo is totally not the right word, but it's always been like, you know what? I'm going to give you something out of the blue.
Yep.
And you will know it's because I love you, because I appreciate you. And you will always remember the gift that I gave you out of the blue. But if I give you something on Christmas, you know what happens? It gets mixed in with all the other cool things that you got. And then guess what? You're also now a little bit obligated to give me something back. And you got to go, well, looks like he paid $25, so we're going to spend $25 on him. What happened to Jesus Christ and all that? He's not even in the consideration at all. It's just culture.
So the way your dad would say is, look, if you become a marionette, to something that's controlling you and everything like that, one of the ways that you get free from that is recognizing the strings and then cutting them and no longer letting them control you. Right. So you're not this marionette anymore, right? You want to be a real boy.
And I have to admit that I like the Christmas season with the holidays, with all. I do like to go out and to all the lights and all the things they put up.
It's lovely.
It is lovely, right?
Yeah.
It's lovely. And then this person says, just admit it. You were born square and you don't dig music. I actually do like music, but I also like when I wake up and go, that music has gotten inside of me. I am tapping my toe. I can't get that. Have you ever heard somebody say, I can't get that rime out of my head?
You got an earworm.
And it's it's a reoccurring. I don't like that. So I just, and I do like music. It's like saying you don't like whipped cream or you don't like icing on cakes.
Right.
Everybody has something they don't like, but But, music is delightful. But what I don't like is it has become, with young people especially, it has become such a complete distraction from growing towards Christ.
Doesn't it feel like we've got a world full of power tools that we've handed to 3-year-olds. And so it's not that the power tool is bad, it's that it's a 3-year-old handling it.
Yes,
they don't have the wisdom to handle it. And so what I would encourage is to be someone who seeks after wisdom, to look and go, how can I take that power tool and build a house out of it?
You're saving the show, because my brain fog is not giving me that much, but you just saved the show.
Nice.
Because but right there, isn't that it anyway?
Yeah.
Is maturing, growing, moving closer to whatever if there's a goal to be closer to Christ, moving towards a common goal that you and I can both be. It's like, if you want to give me a Christmas present, I will not stop you. Please do. I wouldn't mind it. Okay.
There you go.
I wouldn't mind it all, but don't expect nothing back.
No, that's not but that's the beauty of when you give a gift and you have no expectation.
Right.
I mean, that's the beauty of our relationship. That's the beauty of what makes a good relationship, is that it's like, I don't get anything from you except for just the joy of being with you.
You still owe me for that fishing trip.
We do.
How are you going to make up for that?
Well, you get to go
sucker?
On my boat.
Oh, boy.
And let me tell you, my boat's got holes in it.
So this person here says, nothing wrong with tradition. It gives the Jews their identity as it has given the Christians theirs. Yes, but the identity of the Jews is long noses. Like God said unto Aaron, all Jews will have,
a beak.
He said, all Jews will have long noses except for Aaron, and he'll have a square end. That was my dad's joke.
Aaron, he'll have a square end.
So Jews and guilt trips.
and
Jews are
answering
very good.
question with questions.
That's right. That's right. And Christians, I don't know. But anyway, no. First of all, let's not get too far
Christians
away from
make
it.
good B-rated movies.
Oh,
they
gosh.
they make B-rated movies. They're famous for it.
But wait a minute. They're getting better all the time.
That's true.
They really are.
That
With Angel
is true.
Studios doing a great job.
Yeah.
But tradition, there's nothing wrong with tradition, but it's the same thing Brian said. It's just we're too immature to realize what is that tradition? Why was it there? What is the nucleus of it or the genesis of it? Where did it start? And let's bring that forward, not what we have today that's been perverted.
I love looking at traditions and discovering them, particularly Christian traditions, even ones that aren't that aren't from like my particular denominational category or whatever you want to call it. So I love learning about Roman Catholic tradition or Orthodox tradition. I love looking at why does a church do this versus that? Because more often than not, what I find is when I'm looking into the tradition, somewhere in its origins, it's like, oh, wow, that's really good. That was a really good way of illustrating a thing that they were trying to communicate. And then you go, why didn't they teach that? Well, they did for a while, and then they just stopped doing it, and it stopped making sense. And so somebody just goes, well, I grew up Catholic, and I'm not a Catholic anymore because they have all these dumb traditions.
Guilt belongs to the Catholics, says Janet.
Yeah.
The heavy metal hand sign is an ancient Catholic hand sign meant to keep the devil away. I'd argue that.
I have no idea.
But it could have also been perverted like the rainbow with the gays that have taken the rainbow as theirs.
Sure.
And so you could take something that had, like the rainbow was God's promise, and now it means that you support gay and lesbian stuff. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe that heavy metal sign was, at one point, but
here's what I don't think already anybody was doing, and we'll tell you afterwards.
Okay, the cliffhanger. We'll be right back. Oh my gosh. All righty then. Hold on one second. Can I call you after the radio show period? It's about 45 minutes. I'm right in the middle of it. My brother-in-law in Texas.
Oh.
Okay. Cliffhanger, ready?
Yep.
Welcome back, hour 2 of the program. And Brian Boteller's here. I'm Alan Masters. We're talking about Christmas, the holidays, and culture. And Brian had a little cliffhanger at the end of the hour.
Well,
what was it?
I was just saying, I've probably been to dozens. I haven't been to hundreds, but I've been to dozens of rock concerts in which there's, dumb, dunderheaded, long-haired, greasy kids, up there. And I don't think any one of them, in any reality, were saying, I am supporting the devil somehow by doing this. And I don't think
whenever I saw that sign, that I always thought that looks like devil horns. I'm not. Don't give me that sign.
No, and so I just look and go. I think that here's again. We take something, we take an idea, and we go, oh, see it. We imply meaning into it. But I don't think the devil's standing there going, yes, I'm so much stronger.
Let me tell you,
because of all those little finger symbols you're doing.
The middle finger to somebody. The devil goes, yes, I've got that one. I don't know. You're right. I mean, here's the deal. You could hold up the devil sign to Jesus or the middle finger to Jesus, and he would just look at you and smile because he doesn't react to any of that garbage.
Because he goes, oh,
that's how
my finger that I've loaned to you. How nice.
No, but I mean, it boils down to what my dad was trying to teach everybody. Just don't react to things.
Yeah.
Don't get emotionally involved. Don't get upset.
You got to know you're not empowering the devil in any way. The devil is working with everything he has all the time to do all that he does, and you can't make him stronger by doing anything. He's just a finite creature, and you're not adding to his strength. if you could have done that, he would have done it a long time ago. He's in a losing battle, and he's going to lose.
Look what this chess dude 55 says. Yeshua spoke against the traditions of men because they distorted the true teachings of the Father.
Well, he spoke against those traditions of men.
Mic drop.
Yeah, he does. So
it is the perversion and the distortion that I was talking about.
Right. So he's not saying all traditions are bad.
No.
He's not saying all men are bad.
I'm not either.
He was saying he's talking about the traditions of men related to Judaism in his day and the culture
but it's true
that is his
still.
day.
It's true today still.
Well, any traditions of men that go run contrary to Christ and his kingdom,
right,
should be, we should reject them, and he would reject them as well. So to that point, chess dude, yes, totally agree.
What is this? Colossians 2:8,
vain repetitions.
Rituals and traditions of men may lead believers away from the true teachings of Christ. Say you there, Brian.
It's all vain repetitions. I mean, the Jews would, if you watch them on the Wailing Wall, watch what they do. They just sit there and they repeat the same things over and over again.
It's not just the Jews. I mean, Indians do it. Muslims do it. All kinds of. And I have one gal friend that is, she's over in India right now.
Yeah.
And she shaves her head and she wears like just one color. And, she's on this kind of thing where she was on a fast for like 50 days. And yeah.
Wow.
But you only drink water or tea and fruit juice, or I don't know, something to this effect.
Sounds
when
uncomfortable.
I saw her, she looked like she was an Auschwitz victim. I saw the picture. I was like, and she's all smiling. Day 54. And I'm like, dude, you are dying.
Yeah.
You wake up. This person you're following.
Vain repetitions. It's funny that there's a picture of it. She sent you a picture of it because it's I want everybody to know what I'm doing. This vain tradition, and I think the key in all of that is the vanity, and it's the vanity and anything that's leading people away from the true teachings of Christ. Yeah, you know what? Let's get rid of it.
My dad would say that vain repetitions like that, anything that you're doing like that chanting is self-hypnosis. You're hypnotizing yourself.
Sure.
You're putting yourself in a trance of sorts. And I was thinking about my friend there in India who definitely does that. She does all these things and then she comes out of it almost lost, not found. We're supposed to be still and know, to be found, to find ourselves, and to be found. I can say it like that, I guess.
Yeah.
But when you do drugs, like right now, because I took a bunch of vitamins and no coffee and a banana, which will make me have a bowel movement, I'm completely foggy headed. And I think that's what it feels like.
My coffee.
That's what it feels like to chant, and you come out of it needing a bowel movement and foggy headed.
There's things you can learn through repetition. Okay, it's a way of educating. We learned our times tables that way.
Right.
We learned these things, and we despised them like vain repetitions, and everything like that. And I would say, use caution don't forget the Nazis adored classical music. Do you know that Hitler was a vegetarian?
I heard that.
Yeah. So again, what do we say?
He never got to enjoy a good steak.
Hey, Hitler wore shoes. You're wearing shoes. Careful there, you Nazi. You're becoming more like him all the time.
Nazis adored classical music.
Careful of all of this kind of stuff. Now, there is a line of classical music that was influenced by Nazism and vice versa. There are composers there, and again, learn some history on that and have some fun in the enjoying of all of that.
Okay, what is this one here? It says Paul's message in Colossians 2 and Ephesians 2 was specific. Am I saying that right? It's specifically about false doctrines of men. He used the Greek dogma to describe them. Interesting. And then here's a good one up here. Where was? Oh, it just moved. Constipation gone to your head? I don't have constipation.
Not yet. Not yet. No, you ate a banana to ensure
I may
that.
have the other. That's the problem. Hitler had a dog, somebody said.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
What's that got to do
you're
with
being-
the price of
You're
beans?
being more like him all the time.
geez.
You have
Hitler
friends.
had
Hitler
constipation.
friends. Yeah.
Ay,
You can't drive Volkswagens, after all, and so. And this is kind of the funny thing about our world right now. I think it's kind of a silly and funny that everybody's like, well, if Hitler did it, then it's got to all lead towards bad thinking, And so again, well, Hitler wore pants, man. You can't do that.
Okay. Chess Dude is coming up with all kinds of interesting stuff today. The operative word is vain.
Yes, vanity.
So it has been scientifically proven that repetition is good for the mind. What about the little kid who sits and writes 10 times on the chalkboard?
I will not. Yes, I will not put gum in Susie's hair, or whatever it is.
I was watching a comedian today on what's called Dry Bar Media.
Dry Bar Comedy. Yeah.
It's like no bad language or whatever.
I love it.
And so I just happened to see him. He's had tattoos all over his face. His arms were like black with tattoos, so much so I think he had some bad ones and he had them blacked out.
Okay.
Anyway, but he was funnier than heck. And then he starts talking about how he gets in this fight. They get in this, these 5 guys from one high school are going to go fight these other guys with another high school. And I thought this was odd for Dry Bar because it's kind of a Christian, type of thing. And so he's telling the story and he goes, my brother, he was really skinny. And he said he didn't like being called skinny. He was just tall and skinny and lanky, but he was really strong. And he says, the first thing that happens when, we went to this place and there's 5 of them and 5 of us and we're like, posturing and we're ready. And the one guy goes, hey, skinny. And he goes, and I thought, oh no, he didn't do it.
It's about to go down.
Back off, He's making a big joke out of it. He goes, my brother just turned and walked away. He goes, I was like, what the heck happened? Maybe he's having his life is changing. Maybe he decided, you know what, I'm not going to react this time. He goes, he comes walking back and he's got one of those red cups, they have at parties. What do they call those?
Solo cup.
Yeah. Is that what they call them? Solo? Yeah.
It's a solo cup. It's a brand.
Yeah. He goes, he's got a red solo cup. And he throws what's in it on him. And the guy goes, what are you doing? He goes, what is this, gasoline? He goes, what are you going to set me on fire? And he goes, and he struck a match and threw it at him, set him on fire. Ooh. And I'm thinking this is supposed to be comedy. This is like potential, murder.
Yeah. Confession of murder.
And it was like, he goes, I'm glad you guys laughed about that. But I thought, wow, comedy is finding new depths.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
If you can't be rude, let's take it to a really dark place. Ooh. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. We'll be right back. Yes, Alan Masters, Brian Boteller. Life is funny. We go up and we go down and we go left and we go right and
all over the place.
All trying to find the answers of life. Yep. And in those strange, what do you want to call it? Journeys to the left and to the right, and up and down and back and forth. We do such stupid things. We look back at our, at our age, Brian, and you folks that might be listening, you look back at your life and you think, what the hell was I thinking? What in the hell was I thinking? Clearly, the hell was thinking in you. Okay. I'll give you one example. Yeah. One time there was a fire in Southern California, like the one they just had that burned down the Palisades.
Right. Yeah.
The mountains were on fire in Southern California, and me and my friend, who was me 16 and him probably, I think he's 15.
You grabbed a bag of marshmallows.
No. We took my dad, how do I say this? The church, even better. The church had a 1964 Chevy 1-ton stake bed pickup truck.
Okay.
With a inline 6-cylinder and a 4-speed, just really slow, whiny old thing. We decided we're going to take the old stake bed and go to the fire. So my dad had no idea I had taken the truck.
We got nothing better to do. Let's go drive and see the fire.
I think my dad actually told me, don't drive that truck. Right? I mean, that's how bad. So what the hell was I thinking, number one? So we go to the fire and we see all the fire engines in the fire and it's burning on the side of the mountain and there's fire trucks and everything everywhere. I mean, this is all about what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
So we started driving down, like where all the fire trucks were. I was like, what the heck? And so we got to where there was fire trucks in the middle of the road and it was all kind of blocked off and there was no firemen really because they were like fighting the fire to try and have it not jump the road.
Yeah, sure.
So here we are, two dumb teenagers walking down this road and we see a fire captain or something walking towards. He goes, "What are you kids doing here?" We're supposed to see the fire. He goes, "Get out of here." He goes, if this fire jumps the road, the whole valley's gone. Right?
Yeah.
And we're like, what? And so we're like, right about then, out of the smoke, another fireman comes running and he goes, "It jumped the road. The fire jumped the road." Right?
Oh,
and
no.
then behind him is all the other firemen running towards us. And we're like, now we're like, oh my God. So we start running and everybody's running together to all their fire trucks and everything. We run and get in the truck and what happens? And again, what the hell was I thinking? No, it was like,
no. You gotta
and I'm
get a
like,
jump.
no, oh, no. And then the fire trucks are all like, and they all leave. And we're sitting there.
These
And I'm
kids
like,
are dead.
I'm not leaving this thing. Get out and try and push it. He goes, "I can't push this thing by myself." And I'm like, "No, we're not leaving it. My dad will kill me. It'll be worse than hell. I'm just going to stay here and burn in that case." So right about then, these 5 little kids go driving by on their Stingrays. 5 10-year-old kids.
No kidding.
And we're like, hey, the fire jumped the road. Don't go down there. What are you guys doing here? Because now we're the
You're
elders,
the OGs, yeah.
right? What are you guys doing here? You're crazy. The fire just jumped the road. The whole valley's going to go now.
Yeah.
And so I go, "Hey, help us push this truck." Right?
And then you put your bikes on here and we'll all ride
That's
together.
what I said. I said, "Put your bikes in the back." So what do you think happens? They all throw their bikes in the back, and here's 5 little kids, my friend, and I'm out the driver's door trying to get this thing going. What the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
And a cop car. And he goes, "What are you guys doing? Abandon that vehicle. Get in my car. We're leaving. The fire jumped the road." And we're like, what the hell are we going to do? The cop, he goes, "I'm going to arrest you if you're here when I get back." So he goes around us and he goes down the road and we're like, "Keep pushing."
So little 10-year-olds are crying.
And I keep trying to pop the clutch and it's not going fast enough. So the cop comes back about 1.5 minutes later and he goes, "You abandoned that vehicle. Let's go. And you're going with me." And we're like, "No." I said, "I'm not leaving my truck. My dad will kill me." I wasn't going to leave it.
Yeah.
And my friend Tom,
you have to take me to jail.
My friend Tom's like, "Come on, let's just go with him." I go, "I'm not leaving it. It's better to ask for forgiveness
And permission.
but there is no forgiveness for this one." So the cop goes, "All right, just the kids get in the car. I'll push start you." So he did. He push started us and I got it started.
Nice.
And we drove out and all the little kids got their bikes out. Do you think I told my dad? No.
Of course not.
Hell no. So anyway, what the hell? What kind of, thank God that nothing happened. But I know a lot of people, there's people that are watching right now that are thinking, "Yeah, I wish nothing would have happened to me." Right, Janet? Because I know one of these people used to work for me here.
Yeah.
And I know her story and I know her brother's story. And it's like some of the things, thank you, God, that I didn't have to endure, but you guys have.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah.
And I have been like, man, something horrible is going to happen to me at some point. I'm just going to have internal combustion. I'll just explode. What is that mess over there? Oh, that's Alan. He had it coming.
You know what?
He had it coming.
Shauna and I were talking about you the other night, and we were just talking about how much you're like a joy bomb, man. When we get around you, it's like you
don't
just
want to be around me
explode,
when the
man.
explosion
I know, right? It's so good, and we just have so much fun, and she's like, he is so his own guy, and he's just so full of joy to talk to, and he's just entertaining and funny and everything.
On the way here, I said to Guy, I said, you want me to give you a ride back over to the other building? And he's like, no, I'll just walk. So I'm pulling a trailer, and he comes walking down the side street, and I'm at the stoplight. And this guy that works for me, he smiles at me, this big Cheshire cat grin, and because I'm at a stoplight, so he's going to walk in front of me, kind of flaunt. So he starts walking across the street, and he starts walking like he's going to go in front of me, and I pull out. And he takes a step back, and he starts to walk around the front, and I pull out further, and then he goes, what are you, crazy? And he starts to go around me, and I pull off. Now I'm halfway into the intersection. There's nobody around at all. But he goes, you're crazy. You know that? I said, no. I said, there's nobody coming. What are you gonna do? Throw me in jail because there's nobody coming and I'm playing with you?
Dude, here's the thing.
I am a rebel.
I want your joy and my joy to affect the world the way that fire. I want it to jump the road. It needs to jump the road. I want people to go, watch out, what are you doing? Be away, get away from these guys. It's crazy.
This is Alan, you were possessed by your possessions. Boy, that was true for a while, I'll tell you.
Oh, man.
Yeah. No, but you know what? Listen, I have lived an enchanted life. That's why.
What a blessing.
I just feel like, I got to get to work. Because I have had way too much fun, and I've always tried to keep it clean. I've been a relatively moral man. I never cheated on my wife. I have but I know either I'm going to get destroyed by Satan himself, or I'm going to do something really, really good in my life.
You're going to.
That's the next chapter.
That's what God's got for you, man.
All right, welcome back.
Are we doing Patriot Outreach?
Oh my God! Yeah,
you better pause this.
Jeez, you caught me.
Whoa! I just like I didn't get my.
Where is the picture? Here it is.
Colonel Tony.
He would kick my butt too if I forgot about.
He's a drone strike. It would just be a drone strike. He wouldn't do anything.
And I got to tell you, what's funny? As much as I make fun of Christmas, somebody gave the Colonel and Patriot Outreach. So Patriot Outreach and Gospel Rescue Mission and the Foundation a very generous gift the other day.
Yeah, thank you.
And was it for Christmas? I don't think so, but it may have been the spirit in their heart of giving because they did it anonymously. And so, but that's the sweet part about it. Yeah. When you can't even name the person. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
And it's just very sweet. So there's
so many good. This is such a good time of year. Look, God gave the biggest gift he could. For God so loved the world, he gave his only son.
Yep.
And we are. I
think it was his only forgotten son.
Oh, okay.
Was it the only forgotten son?
Begotten.
No, forgotten. That's what it was.
Adopted. I don't know.
That's pretty much blasphemy.
That's us. We're adopted. He's begotten.
That's right.
Hello.
Oh, I almost forgot about you because I'm having brain fog. It's a good thing that Tony's here. See, it's a good thing that Tony's here in the studio with me, Brian.
Tony, this guy is he's a complete loose cannon today, brother.
Yeah, it's a bad deal.
Amen there. We got to save this young pup.
Okay, let me see if I can get a phone number up in here and let's see what shows up. Right there. Nope. Yep. That's it right there. Add. Boom. Okay, so Tony, you're going to have to carry this because I can't remember my own name.
You don't even know if you're there or not.
I'm not even sure that I'm here.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, who is this?
This is Pat Proctor.
Awesome.
To talk to you.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Festivus for the rest of us. That's right. Pat, I have got brain fog today because I took too many vitamins because I'm trying to get over a cold.
And he's uncaffeinated.
And I think I have a touch of diarrhea, so I'm not sure if I'm even going to be here for the whole segment. I'm joking. I'm playing with you. The diarrhea part's not true.
I do have a paper bag over here for him, but that's for the other stuff, not for the diarrhea.
I appreciate you sharing.
Thank you. Well, we're not on the air yet, but we are live on the internet, so they get to hear all the rest of it.
Yes.
Well, for once he speaks the truth. How about
that?
Every now and then.
And then, Pat, you sound a little muffled, so make sure that your microphone's right in front of your face, okay?
Yeah, let me go ahead and take it off the speaker and
Yeah, it sounds a little distant is all.
Okay. Is that a little better?
It is a little better. Thank you. Thank you. Every little bit counts when you have headphones on, you hear everything. I can tell you Tony needs to trim his nose hairs.
Yeah, true.
I can hear it. I can hear him breathing. Okay. You guys ready?
Well, hold on before we get started.
Okay.
Congratulations on being reinstated with YouTube.
Oh yeah.
If you recall, it was Pat and I's segment that got us all kicked off originally back a year or two.
Oh, nice.
You're welcome.
It's like the reunion tour right here.
You're welcome.
Yes, and on top of it, just a couple of days ago, my grandnephew in Louisiana sent me a text out of nowhere. I haven't heard from him in months, saying, "I just heard you on Pat Proctor's show." And I go, "Really?"
Fantastic.
Oh my God.
Fantastic. You're
And
famous.
I said, well, how did I do? And I was expecting him to say, well, I like Pat better, but he didn't say that. He said, you did pretty good. You did pretty good. And then he went on to explain, saying, I didn't really realize that my one vote counts as 5.
Why?
And that's kind of interesting because it comes from someone who's like in these mid-30s, But it does show that people do listen, even though it was years ago. The word still gets out, so we're touching and making a difference.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, let's see here. Okay. I'm just going to let you roll with it. So if you're ready, I'm ready.
Yep. Outstanding.
Okay, here we go. All right, welcome back. Thanks for joining us once again on Perilous World Radio. I'm Alan Masters. Brian Boteller's here from the Gospel Rescue Mission here in our little town of Grants Pass, Oregon. And all the way to Kansas, we're talking to Colonel Tony Monaco. It's the Patriot Outreach segment. And Kansas State Representative Pat Proctor, 41st District. Both of you guys, thank you for your service and thank you for what you do for our world today. Tony, I'm going to throw it over to you for the topic for the day.
Well, outstanding. Well, we want to touch base on the blessings of the Christmas season. And too often we get cluttered with news items and stuff like that. And one of them was the Democratic wave is coming. And I just want to remind everybody that we are under attack this Christmas season, that we are in the midst of a spiritual battle. There's attacks on the family. There's our self-centeredness culture that's floating around.
Right.
And it is our moral duty to defend our blessings for our children and grandchildren this season. And one of those tools given to us is voting. That's right. Vote before you need a gun.
There you go.
Vote before you need a gun.
That's
What say
right,
you,
man.
Pat?
Yeah, it really was disconcerting to me. We just went through this round of odd year elections, and so few people turn out. And, we always say local government is what's closest to you. It's what matters the most. And
Amen.
in a lot of
Amen.
states like Florida and then in Kansas where I am, we do all these local elections, and even in the odd years, and nobody ever turns out. Miami, they just elected their first Democrat governor in decades, or Democrat mayor in decades. Only 21% of the voters turned out to vote. 72% turned out in the presidential year. Only 21% turned out to vote. And, I always tell people odd year elections, elect Democrats. Republicans don't get off the couch and vote.
It's funny because as we're sitting here, I have people texting me that want to meet with me. And I was talking to Brian. They're trying to prompt me to become a county commissioner in this area. And I'm like, me? I will talk about diarrhea at the county commissioner meetings. I mean, that's the guy that I am. And maybe everybody needs a good. Oh, hold on. No, he needs this. There you go. But I thought to myself, I don't know. And then my one buddy says, you don't want to do that. That's a horrible job. And I'm like, I'm not looking for a job anyway. I'm retired. It's not a job. It's to me, it's a calling or a mission. Or it's like, are we supposed to just sit still and let this country go to hell in a handbasket? No, I mean, I think we're supposed to get involved is your point, right? Continue on.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. There are too many people that are in politics because they think it's a job. It's a public service.
Yeah.
You go do it, you serve your neighbors, and then you go back to private life. And there are too many folks that see it as a job. And I think you should. I don't think there's enough people who will speak their mind and be plain spoken. Everybody wants to be polished, and everybody wants to say what the polling says they should say.
Right.
We need more honest people in government. So hey, I hope you do it.
Yeah, well, I don't know what. Now I don't know what. I sent a note to Brian last night. I go, look at this. And he's like, yeah, because we were just talking about this. We do a little Christian men get together and talk. And the subject before any of this happened was, what are we going to do? Look at these. I hate to say it. I'll use my own words. Look at these schmucks that are running our city. And it's that way across the board. Every now and then you get like a Ron DeSantis or somebody in Florida that is really making change for his state.
Right.
But it's not just him. It's the state. It's the people in that state that they're like, yes, we've got to put people in office that are going to stand behind a Ron DeSantis kind of guy. But we also have to stand, up our own selves at some point and be that kind of a man. Yeah. Otherwise, we're all just a bunch of couch potatoes.
Yeah.
One of the things I would jump in to say is that we do have to be involved because Pat is right about, we sit on our butts and let other people run our lives. And that's a little self-centeredness because people think it's my time I'm wasting, not realizing it's God's time. And you have a duty, you have a moral obligation to make a difference. And in the light of that, there was a recent election, and Pat can expound upon it, that the election was recounted 3 times. Why? Because the determination of who got the office was by a single vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and our local government here in where I live in Leavenworth, Kansas, we during COVID, everybody got fired up, and in 2021, all the Republicans, they were just begging to know how to vote so they could go out and vote out all the bums. But over the past 2 elections after that, everybody's gone back to sleep, and we've got the same Democrats right back in office that we kicked out 4 years ago. Something I'm the chairman of the subcommittee on elections in American Legislative Exchange Council, which is like a group of conservative legislators from across the country. And I just passed some model legislation that I'm going to try to do as the chair of the elections committee here in Kansas this year to move all the elections to the even year. Because if we're going to change these local governments, we need to get turnout. The reason that we keep getting these terrible local governments is because nobody, they have the elections in weird days and odd years, and nobody turns out except for all the, the Democrats. Government's their God and politics is their religion. So they're going to turn out, but we all have lives and families and jobs. Right. And so we're always going to be at a disadvantage in those weird odd year elections.
I actually have been giving it some thought, like, well, what would it be like to put yourself in the shoes of the politicians that get scrutinized under a microscope and lied about? And you got to have incredible intestinal fortitude, and you have to have lived a good life. And then the devil says, you haven't lived a good life. You know what I'm saying? It's like the devil's always in the details, you can know. And then I thought, wait a minute. Yes, I have. I've lived a good life. But what has that got to do with anything? Even if I've made mistakes, you look at some of these folks that have run look at Donald Trump, for goodness sakes. The guy's lived a crazy life. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that he can't be used by God's hand.
There's your standard that you don't, your failures aren't going to be worse than his. And look the way God's using him.
That's exactly right. Yep. That's exactly right.
Yeah. If God stands with you, who can stand against you? That's what I always tell myself. And I get beat up all the time, and I get all the negative comments. But you know what? If you're doing the right thing and you feel like you're doing what the Spirit's leading you to do, just drive on.
Good.
Amen.
Go ahead,
to all the audience, I will donate $1 to his campaign.
I got my first dollar. Damn. I think I'm in. No, a guy says to me the other day, he goes, I'm going to run for this office. I got to raise $150,000 for running for this. I'm like, what? But politics is a dirty game. Dirty game. And it shouldn't be. What happened to our founding fathers kind of people? They barely exist anymore. They're sitting somewhere in a church pew on Sunday going, yeah, I know I should, but I got a good life. I don't want to mess it up. So again, I guess our hearts are not in the right place yet. And that's why we have to keep suffering the way we do.
Yeah, it's just like raising your hand to serve the nation in uniform. It's a sacrifice of service, and sometimes you got to put your life on hold for what you feel called to do.
Yeah. Somebody else says, I'll buy that for $1. Oh my gosh.
That's 100% increase.
I'll tell you what, I will double Tony's contribution.
Oh, man.
Hey,
At the end of this show, you might have $5.
Do I hear 5? I hear 5. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
there it is.
let me start this off, Your Highness. God is calling you, so get off your butt and make it happen.
Oh boy.
It is such a good thing to hear the need for men to step up and to be considering these things. And there's probably a half a dozen couch potatoes across the audience right now that are all going, yeah, let Alan do it. And everything. And instead of getting up off of their couch and going, I can sit there and complain about this, or I can get in and try and make a difference. We need to get out of the pew. We need to get into the game and start doing stuff and be strategic.
So we go to this Ryan and I go to this little group of Christian men that get together, and one guy goes to this church, one guy goes to that church, and one, and of course there's me, and it's an interesting group of guys, but we all have one thing in common, is we love Christ. Yep. And so we look past each other's idiosyncrasies. But we were talking about this very thing. And the one guy that is this big, burly, strong, he looks like a Samson, Yeah. He goes, you know what they need? Do you remember what he said? Me! Yeah. Right? He goes, they need me. And then he goes, do it. He goes, no, right. I'm not going to. And he goes, no, you really should. No, I'm not going to. But he knows they do need him. And then I was sitting there thinking while he was saying that, I go, yeah, they do need a guy like him.
The two of you could go in and set this course straight. The two of you, I don't know two bigger guys. Gosh. And
well, he's way bigger
he's
than
so
me.
big, I'm afraid he's going to eat me half the time. And then you've got, here's part of the reason they need
just big around the belly.
Money or all the funding is because they need the media. They need to pay the media to get their message out. But guess what? Yeah. You happen to have some media.
Well, what's funny is, I don't know, you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. And I've, even though this town has given me nothing but vinegar, I try and give it, and I try and turn the other cheek. And over the 45 years I've lived here, I feel like I've made a lot of friends. I've made a few enemies because sometimes I just say it the way it is. Even a guy the other day says, Alan's a bit much. And I remember about our friend Chad. I remember saying, guys,
just think that
he's just too much.
Yeah.
But you know what? God bless him.
And people think that about Chad sometimes. You know what? It's all right. Be out there, faith forward, moving in the right direction.
Well, listen, guys, we are running out of time here. Thank you both for everything you do, and God bless you, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and happy Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you.
All right. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Thank you, Tony.
Do good, brothers.
All right, boys. God bless you. We'll be right back, folks. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Yeah, that's so funny. Oh, man. All right, gentlemen. Have a great holiday season there.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you much.
Thanks.
Yep, because I know Tony's Jewish, and he's going. Tony's going to be on the yarmulke and get the whole thing going.
He's Catholic.
Tony has a camo yarmulke. It's camouflage.
Who doesn't?
Tony, you still there, aren't you?
I am.
I just wanted to get that in. I'll see you later, Tony.
Take care, brother.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Gosh, that's funny. All right, last segment. Here we go. All right, welcome back. Last segment. I think next week we don't do a show because next week is
Christmas.
the big day. So it'll be a rerun or a best of, or I don't know. Maybe I'll come in and do a show by myself. But then
Elf
there'll be
again.
nobody here to do anything. Well, there's nobody here anyway. We just sit here and talk to a microphone and a camera.
Like all
But
the office
something will be
staff,
playing on
all
the radio.
everybody running
Who would
around
make our
there,
tea?
all of our
Catherine wouldn't be
producers.
there to
Yeah,
make it.
exactly.
But we could take a moment to thank all of the people that.
And that is a great idea.
Yeah. So I can't think of anybody. But anyway, let's on with the show.
Catherine, our tea
I'm
is
joking.
the best. It is
Starting
the
right
best.
there with the tea maker and the
Yep.
gal that answers all of the phone
Keeps us honest.
calls.
Reminds
and
us to talk to Colonel Monaco.
Catherine Duran, thank you for being such a
She's just
loyal
lovely.
and loving person.
Yeah.
Yep. Joanne Bolden, who's in the other room right there on the other side of the wall.
Yep. And doesn't throw anything against it
Listening
while we're
to
talking.
someone else's
Doesn't go bang,
podcast.
bang, bang,
She's probably listening to somebody else's
Probably.
podcast. But anyway,
Yeah.
she does a great job.
That's why Mike gets off, when he's producing us. He's like,
Mike
you
Jones.
guys, he's like, I'd be on your show, but I got bigger fish to fry.
No, he's actually
stirring the
frying
pot.
fish.
That's
what it is. It happens during lunch.
Yeah, it's Cajun.
But
He's
thanks
a Cajun
to
guy.
Mike Jones. If it wasn't for Mike Jones, man, I don't know what he puts all this stuff together and makes it all happen every day for David and myself.
Who's the gal that we send all this stuff off to on the radio?
Stephanie Carlson.
Stephanie Carlson, who I've
Mahi.
never met.
You've never met her?
I don't think I've ever met
Come on,
Stephanie.
Stephanie's gonna have to come down here one of these
There you
times.
go.
Stephanie does
Thank
a lot
you,
of the
Stephanie.
videos and stuff, but there's a whole crew of people. There's Mike out at the ranch who does the mailroom. Who am I forgetting? Let's see, Mahi who she's like writes the little blurb on the social media stuff.
That's fantastic.
God, if I forget anybody
Of course, I've got a
else, who
couple of
else is
office
there?
ladies that watch our show in my office while, it's a part of our fan base. So I've got Laura and Kristen and Chris. Chris is the guy.
Chris Fisher,
He's the matchmaker of this whole program. And all of that,
And then thanks to my wife Jan for coming on the show, my brother David also for doing his fair share here.
Yep.
And
Everybody's pulling their weight.
my sister
great.
Diane's been kind of under the weather. Maybe if anybody out there is into praying to God, Diane could use a prayer. So
Hey, if you're not into praying to God, you should be. And you should ask God for favor on Diane.
there you go.
There you go.
There you go. So what else is there? Let's see. Thank you, Jesus, for giving us the opportunity to speak our minds in the world that we have around us today.
Goodness. This is
We almost lost it. Look at England.
It was
put people
5
in
years
jail.
ago. 5 years ago, we were wearing face diapers.
Well, I wasn't actually wearing a diaper on my face. I saw you with that diaper
Yeah,
on.
I
I
know,
don't know
like,
what the heck you were doing.
How you supposed to clean this thing before you put it on my face? It was terrible. We are thankful. This is the gift again, the greatest gift that could have come to us.
Oh, I forgot. I just remember one other guy.
Who's that?
Yeah. Mike McDonald, our graphics guy that does all the websites and all that
No
stuff.
kidding. I've never met Mac either.
He's right in the other room.
How come you've never introduced
Well,
me to
you know
Mac?
what? He only works Monday through Wednesday.
Okay,
So,
he's like, I'm out of here, man.
Now that
You
we
keep
do the
that
show
bow-tie guy
on
away from
Thursday and Friday, it's different. But anyway, no, it takes a lot of
Thank
people.
the CEO of the Dollar Tree for making more than our press, whatever. I don't know what that's all about.
CEO of the Dollar
So, hey, we are. There's all kinds of things. Diapers made in China. Thanks to the Chinese for making diapers.
Oh, man.
We thank you, everybody. We're so grateful here on the show. And if you're watching, if you're not paying attention to our Rumble channel, you should be.
Yes, it's a true story. We're also on
X.
YouTube now.
YouTube
again.
now. We are like YouTube.
We have our
super
own
tube
channel
stars.
for this. We decided because last time, because the Colonel was talking
Perilous world out there.
about, right? So we have Perilous World Radio as its own little Rumble page, and then FHU has its page back. So that's good.
We're going to be starting. The first of the year. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
You
First of the
lied
year.
last time.
Yeah, we're going to be doing
If
Mission
you
Live
don't do it,
and Out of the Pew. We're going to be doing two of them.
out of the pew.
you're going to have to wait and see.
I know the story about there's an old wise man say, man who fart in pew sits in own.
No. Man who fought in church
Sits in own pew.
There
That's
you
what it
go.
is. See,
That's
I got
it.
foggy brain.
Whole thing.
And now he's got a podcast called
Out of the pew. Get out of your pew. All right.
Oh my gosh. Brian Boteller, I hope that doing this show with us here has given you joy.
Oh man. Not only has it given me joy because it's an opportunity. It's like this. Here's a thing, a scheduled thing, a thing that you put on the calendar that is designed. It's not bad because it's repetitious.
Oh, here comes a Christmas pitch.
It's
Go ahead.
good. It's good because of its repetition.
Okay.
And it's not vain repetition. It's good because I get an opportunity to spend time with one of my best buddies, and it is such a good thing. But I've gotten to meet so many of you in the audience who call me. It's like, how did they get my phone number? Well, because you put it on the flipping internet, ding-a-ling. Yeah, because you can find me through our mission website, and somebody hunts it down. And if you call, you might just get a resident who goes, "Oh yeah, here's his own phone number and address and everything," But it's I've gotten to meet so many of you along the way. You've been a blessing to me. I pray that it has been a blessing to you, and I'm just looking forward to what the year's got for us. Of course, just getting to share more than just a show together, but to do some life together along the way has been really cool. Your family is my family,
well, thanks.
and that's been really neat, man.
Yeah,
So,
we feel the same way. But what's nice is that you meet somebody out of the blue one day, and you just know that God had it in his heart for you two to be friends. And so I haven't met that person yet, but when I do, I'll know it.
I've read about that guy.
Thank you, Brian.
Always
You're a good
good,
man.
man.
You're a good man. All right. Thanks, you guys, for listening. I guess the next couple of weeks, maybe tape for this show, because we do our show on Thursdays, but that we'll have live shows during the week too. But we'll see you on the flip side. Until next time, God bless. See you then.
God bless you, and we'll see you then. Merry Christmas.
There you go. Be right back. Be right. No, we won't be right back. See you next time. Be right back. See, a foggy brain doesn't. It's hard to do.
Yeah,
a
that
radio
was a
show.
great outro.
There he is. The heckler comes in, smack with a tomato right in the face.
Somebody gave you guys keys to a car?
Yeah, you
What
better
the
turn
heck?
everything off, Mike. I'm going to screw it up. Golly. See there? Kim says, really appreciate your perspective on Bible.
Oh, we've had some good conversations recently.
You and Kim?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta knock
Kim-
that off.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna have to. Well,
Kim will text me at 10 o'clock at night. You need to call me ASAP. And I'm like,
Bye-bye,
okay.
streamers.
And I don't do it.
what's that?
I said bye-bye, streamers.
Oh,
Bye,
there you
streamers.
go. See you later.
Merry Christmas.
Oh my gosh. All right.